Yo, what's up, everybody? We're just waiting for Tyler and Hunter, then we're going to get started. So in chat, terrible game for the Sixers today. Terrible. Win today. Guys, let me know in the chat if the Phillies. Yo, can the Phillies win today?
They should have won today. They're going against one of the worst, if not the worst team in the MLB, so they better. Especially if Nola's playing.
Nerd.
You're a nerd.
I'm just betting you're a rogue.
How does it feel to be wrong all the time, Mitchell?
What do you mean I'm wrong all the time? What the hell?
You keep on saying you're going to be the rogue every single time, so you got to be wrong every single time.
It's for the NFL, Samuel. The NFL draft is next week. It's next Thursday, and we will be live right here. I can't wait for that, dude. How long do you think the first round will last?
I think it's probably going to last an hour and a half, maybe. Maybe a little bit more.
Oh, because I remember them lasting for like hours.
I honestly think it's all going to come down to how obvious some of the picks are. Hey, there you are.
What's going on, guys?
Yo, appreciate you coming on.
Hey, appreciate you guys having me.
Mm-hmm.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. All right, let's just get. So, Hunter, what did you message me again on Twitter? I just saw it for like a glimpse.
Yeah, I was thinking one thing we could do is I think rather than like go over our whole entire mock draft, I think it'd be cool if each of us is like every 3 picks we're up, So that way, like you have your mock draft set, but you have to kind of adjust based on who's been picked and, where we are in the mock draft too. I think that'd be like a little less time consuming as well.
Yeah. So for example, for the first 3 teams, I'll go like who Jacksonville got, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so we'll just go in order of the first 3 picks.
Yeah.
So you'll go, yeah. So like, for example, Mitch will go first. Mitch will be the Jaguars, and then let's say Tyler goes second. He'll be the Jets, and then I'll go third and be the 49ers, and then like fourth, Mitch is up again, and then that's not the order I was insinuating, but any order you guys want to do. So
yeah, I got you. Yeah, I think I said that before, Tyler. I think I said that before.
I don't know. This entire week has been a blur to me. Past conversations I can't recall.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
but you're gonna have one little twist in. So I also have edited settings a little bit, so this way it'll be a little bit more realistic. I have the PFF Draft Simulator up here on the iPad. Put that over. So I have one tab where I had the actual simulator with a little bit more realistic settings, draft, who they think each team will wind up taking. And I got a tab to keep track of everyone who has been picked.
All right.
Perfect. All right, so who would like to take the first 3 picks? Any volunteers?
You know what? Let Hunter go first. So he'll do 1. Tyler, you do 2. I do 3.
All right.
Well, thanks, Mitch. You kind of threw me a softball here for pick number 1. So obviously, I think this is going to be Trevor Lawrence. No question. Trevor Lawrence undoubtedly the number 1 pick in this draft. I know some people are, kind of hyping up Zach Wilson a little bit over him, but look, Trevor Lawrence is a proven winner at the college level. I mean, I think his deep ball placement could get a little bit better. He needs to get better against the blitz, but that's very coachable, and he's a very coachable player, which, I mean, honestly, in today's NFL, you don't find a lot. I shouldn't say a lot, but there's a lot of guys who aren't very coachable at times and who kind of have an attitude. And to know you're getting a high character guy in Lawrence in addition to a premier talent is very comforting for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have like no light at the end of the tunnel right now. But with him and Urban Meyer and just transitioning that spread offense in there, I think Lawrence is going to transition beautifully into that offense. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there as well. Honestly, no reason at all should not be the first pick overall in the entirety of the draft. I think he's going to turn to the future. He's definitely going to be the flagship for the Jaguars going forward. It's just a matter of can they build the team around him.
Yeah, for sure. That's why nice they got that extra first round pick too.
Is there a possibility that he doesn't go one? Like, is there like a glimpse?
Incredibly small, in my opinion. Like, I think it's 99.98% Trevor Lawrence, but there's still that little itty bit that it could be like Zach Wilson as well. But I think there's no reason at all to think Zach Wilson goes before Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, it could be like the movie Draft Day. You never know.
I guess I'll go with the number 2 pick. Yeah. This one I feel is also pretty straightforward.
What was that? I'm sorry. Tyler?
You there, Tyler?
Hello? Damn, we lost him.
Lost him.
Yeah. So,
with the future
and
Zach Wilson.
Okay. Tyler, you were breaking up so much there. We lost you for like a...
What's going on? I don't know what's going on with my thing. Hold on real quick. See if turn that off helps.
Yeah, I saw that comment, man. You keep on changing your name like every other day, it feels like. So, Tyler, say what you
I have them taking Zach Wilson at 2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just I feel like he's an incredibly good quarterback. There's a lot to like about him. And honestly, probably the best quarterback in the draft behind Trevor Lawrence with a lot of upside, but it's also going to come down to can the Jets actually develop a player this time around instead of
who knows
any
Tyler, you breaking up.
He has
I can't understand you.
You might want to try. You might want to try unadding him and then like adding him back into the stream. Maybe that'll work.
All right, Tyler, you okay with that?
I don't know if he can answer.
All right. All right, so come back in if you're, Oh, he just left.
All right, here he is.
Tyler?
Hello?
Good
there
now?
we go.
All right, there we go. You're good.
For now. We'll see how long it goes.
Yeah, you dummy. Anyways, for the third pick, Justin Fields. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory there. No, that's all I got to say there.
All right, number 4.
So,
all right.
Am I 4 or is Hunter 4?
Hunter would be 4.
Yeah, so I could really see them trading out of this spot. I think it's definitely a possibility. I think if Mac Jones goes 3, like the rumors are saying, and Justin Fields falls to 4, I think they'll stay there and take Justin Fields. If that doesn't happen and Justin Fields is off the board, I think they do one of two things. I think 1, they trade back. 2, I think they'll go Kyle Pitts. So I'm going to go with Kyle Pitts here just because while tight end maybe it's a need for them, I think they have a lot of needs on that team. Kyle Pitts is a game-changing player. He's not just a tight end. He's also not just a guy who can split out wide. He can do both. He can play wherever you need him to. He can play the slot. He can play H-back, anything you want him to do. He can do anything. I didn't believe he was going to run a 4.45, but he did. And the play speed is ridiculous too. I mean, even before the 40-yard dash, you look at his play speed in games. It's incredible to just see with his physicality, with his size, he can do whatever he wants in any corners. So, yeah, definitely. I just think he's a game changer for them. And I know they have talent on the offense and they need to continue building on the defense. But they have other picks to do that as well. And I just think at 4, Kyle Pitts makes the most sense. And it's hard to find good tight ends in today's NFL. And if you can get a really good one, it can definitely change your team. I mean, i.e. George Kittle, i.e. Travis Kelce. So, and i.e. Zach Ertz during our Super Bowl year.
Yeah, so I can definitely agree with you there that Kyle Pitts is definitely like a fantastic player, going to be a beast on whatever offense he winds up going to. I am good. I know. I personally think that they're going to wind up taking Patrick Surtain or another corner because, like you've already mentioned, they definitely need a lot of help on defense. Honestly, their offense, like you said before, their offense has a lot of weapons, and it's their defense that's just letting down the team at this point. Their defense is pretty bad. In fact, if I remember, because I think I looked up this stat either yesterday or the day before, if I remember correctly, they had the third worst defense in yards allowed, if I remember correctly, which is
that sounds right.
absolutely awful. So I think they should. Well, I think they should go for a corner. If a player like Kyle Pitts falls to them, it's kind of hard to say no as well.
Yeah, I think Parsons could be an option there too.
And interestingly enough, this is the first time the PFF simulator itself disagrees and has them taking Penei Sewell.
Wow, that's interesting.
Very interesting pick there by the PFF draft simulator.
Wow.
All right, so I guess I'm up now with the Bengals. So for me, I had them taking Kyle Pitts here if he did fall to them. But even that, like the Bengals are in such a great position here because, even if they do miss out on Pitts to the Falcons, they have arguably the best wide receiver in the entire draft class here in Jamar Chase, which I do have them taken at this point. Now, the guy's an absolute beast. He can grade space very well. He can run routes pretty well as well. Definitely a lot of upside to him. It's just, also getting some more weapons for your newly drafted quarterback. Like, it's definitely going to be looking a lot better for the Bengals next season.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much. You nailed it right on the head, I think. I think I had Chase at 5. So, for me, I have Sewell here for Miami. I feel like they need to have enough blockage for the quarterback. And is it Tannehill? I'm going to blank here.
Tua.
No, it's Tua.
Tua, yeah, it's Tua, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they need some more blockage to help Tua, create space in the pocket.
All right, that puts me on to number 7 with the Lions. I think this is another potential trade-out spot here.
Before you go, I do want to point out, because I like to point out what PFF has. So with this pick, they actually had Devonta Smith going to the Dolphins instead of Penei Sewell. But you may continue.
Mm-hmm. All right, so at pick number 7, so this is a pick I think the Lions could definitely trade out of here, depending on who's available. But I also Trey Lance is still available. I think they could lure someone up to 7 to get a quarterback. But I'm going to have them staying. And while I would prefer Devontae Smith, I think that they're going to go with Jalen Waddle just in terms of fit. And I just think that I think the Tyreek Hill comparison is very reasonable for him. I know that some people might think that you can't compare anyone to Tyreek Hill. I think Jalen Waddle is on that level, and I think if he hadn't hurt his ankle this past year, he could have been the top receiver in the draft. So I think he's the pick here. You get a sure guy here, and I know he had the ankle injury, but it wasn't anything like long-term damage or anything like that. It was just a little ankle break and all that. Had to sit out a while, but it wasn't like he tore his ACL, So I think he's going to get back this year and do just fine. Yeah.
So I know that they're heavily linked to him. There's definitely a lot of upside to him. And while the ankle injury did sideline him, and he's definitely on course to continue to have his great season, there's always going to be that little bit of naggingness in the back of my head saying, what if, Because, while, yes, you're correct, it's not as serious as an ACL injury, the ankle, doing stuff like that to your ankle is definitely no small feat either. Like, that's something that could affect his, running form, that could affect his speed, especially being able to put as much pressure he could before on that foot in particular. So it's one of those things we'll have to see how much it truly affects him. But, if he's truly healthy, good to go, definitely could be a threat for the Lions in the future.
So who do you have?
He had Jalen Waddle going here at 7.
Yeah, okay. And Tyler, before you go, I just want to say something real quick. Yo, shout out to Nightwing Night Kings, thank you for the subscribe. Much appreciated, dude. Much appreciated. I follow you on Twitter. You should follow me. Thank you for that. And real quick, I want to ask you guys, how do you guys feel about the rock, paper, scissors with the Nick Sirianni? I just got to throw that out there.
I don't know, dude. That's sweet.
I think he's a quirky guy, but I also think he is a very passionate football coach and a very smart X's and O's player. So, hey, I'll whatever he feels is necessary for his pre-draft evaluation, by all means. I'll be right back. 1 second.
You're good. For me, I think it's kind of stupid. Honestly, I'm just gonna throw that out there. Is that like the only way to test their competitiveness? I mean,
I don't think. I think it's more of a step. One of the many things he does to test competitiveness. I don't think it's the one and done kind of thing, as it might be taking it. But I think it's just one of those little things that he does, and he's gonna try and find out from that. And I'm sure he has other things he does as well.
Yeah. So
let me just say too, like, I think there's there's definitely been some weirder like pre-draft interview stories for sure. So he's not alone.
Yeah. This comment I got on that video I made like about the whole thing or whatever, he was like, oh, he's just trying to ease them with this whole situation and trying to have them have fun and stuff. I'm like, rock, paper, scissors though?
Hey, rock, paper, scissors is fun, man. I don't know what you're
It's
talking
random.
about.
It doesn't take skill though.
Yes,
like
it does. It takes a lot of skill. It's a thinking man's game, Mitchell. Just like go fish.
I'm done. All right, my next. What are we?
No, my next pick.
Yeah. Just go.
So Carolina Panthers. So I definitely see this being a pick they trade out of. They did just trade for their brand new quarterback. Whether he's actually going to be quarterback in the future, that's going to be decided this upcoming season. But they definitely have a lot of potential here to trade out, try and get more draft picks in the future, and help build up the team. Since the only true weapon they have with that offense right now is Christian McCaffrey, and unfortunately, you cannot have your running back carry literally the entire team to the end zone on every single play, as much as McCaffrey will try to do. But they're not exactly a great organization right now with how they're playing. But if they do wind up staying, I'm gonna have them taking Devonta Smith. It's a beast wide receiver. You already have a stud at running back. You have your young quarterback that you're hoping will be your quarterback of the future because the Jets couldn't develop him right. And now you hopefully give him a young wide receiver to go along with him. That should hopefully be an absolute stud for them on the wideout for years to come.
Yeah. Night King, I did think about that. I just thought of it last minute. So maybe for the next one, I would definitely do that. I'm still learning StreamYard a little bit. I'm still kind of new. I've been on StreamYard for like a month now. So I'm still trying to learn the ropes and everything. So
interestingly enough, before you go, Mitchell, so PFF disagrees with me here.
There you go.
They think Trey Lance will actually go to the Panthers at this pick.
So who'd you have again? I'm sorry.
I have Devonta Smith going there, and PFF Simulator itself has Trey Lance.
I had Waddle going.
I think it's going to be Slater, to be honest.
You think Slater?
I think Slater's the guy here.
Yeah.
It's just as much as they definitely need help on that O-line. Like, again, the only thing they truly have is just Christian McCaffrey when it comes to, anything to do with the offense. As good as a tackle like him is, I think they need to try and bolster up their weapons some more.
I know they did lose Curtis Samuel, but I do like Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore though. I do think those guys can definitely be productive. But I do think you make a good point. If they'd add Devontae Smith to that group, it'd definitely be a stacked wide receiver room. They just have Joe Brady's just got to get the ball out quick, and he kind of started to get figured out at the end of the year. So that's kind of my logic because Cam Irving and Taylor Morton I think is the two tackles they have. So I could see. Also, I think Slater might also move inside at some point, but I could see it happening.
Yeah, that's also why I think, like, if they don't want to take the weapon here, that's why I think they're going to wind up trading down, take the tackle and that, while also accumulating future draft picks as well to help out your team. But if they're staying put, I think they should pick the weapon.
All right. So what are we at? May 9?
Yep. We're at 9 with the Denver Broncos.
I have them taking Trey Lance here. My God, I'm drawing a blank. Who's their quarterback now?
Drew Lock.
It's Drew Lock currently, but I know there's been murmurs of them trying to replace him.
Yeah. I would not be surprised, actually, if they actually trade him in the draft. I would not be surprised about that at all. But if they just I feel like Trey Lance has enough, what's the word I'm thinking of? Stock? No. Has enough football IQ to help the Broncos. Maybe not this year, but Drew Lock maybe next. Just have him develop.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If Trey Lance is on the board, I think the Broncos 100% take him.
Yeah, definitely. I also fall in line. I will agree with that as well. Drew Lock, he definitely has his upsides, but when he's down, the Broncos suffer for it heavily. Whether all the problems they had this past season is solely on him, I think that's not right to say. There's definitely some issues there on the offense, but he's definitely not helping his case. I do think they'll want to take a new quarterback, try and get the quarterback competition to see which one will be the starter for next season. However, I do want to point out PFF had Kyle Pitts going to them.
I think I saw that. I did my own simulation and I got that as well.
Yeah, it's very interesting that they think Kyle Pitts falls to 9.
Some people have him going 10 to Dallas. You don't know.
I will literally cry if he goes to Dallas. They don't need more weapons. God dang it.
Is this why I see the Eagles trading up?
I can see to 9 just to take him away from Dallas? I believe it.
Yeah, I can see that. It happened before.
Yeah.
We tried to do it with CD. That didn't work well.
Literally took Dallas.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Dallas, they're on the clock right now. I'm picking for them. I'm going to pick the guy who's been linked to them 1,000 times this offseason. I think it's going to be Patrick Surtain if he's on the board here. He's the consensus number 1 corner across most of the boards. He's not my number 1 corner, but he is considered the top corner among most boards. And, I think Jerry's going to look at that for sure. And I think it just makes sense to pair him up with his former teammate, Trayvon Diggs, in the same secondary. They desperately need secondary help. And if the weapons if in this mock draft, if these weapons are off the board, I think he's going to definitely go with Surtain here. I would hope he would, if Kyle Pitts is on the board, I wouldn't blame him for taking him. But if he took a wide receiver, a fourth guy to add to that core, I know Michael Gallup's on I think he's coming up on the contract year soon, but still, that would be something else if he took a wide receiver. You can get wide receiver later if you want a fourth guy, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Jerry do it. I just think he's going to go Surtain here and get his guy.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that as well, man. It's just their defense last year was not pretty. Yes, they were riddled with the injury bug hard on both sides of the ball, especially on that O-line, which in regards to that O-line, I think there's a small possibility they could trade down, go tackle, but I think they're going to wind up making the right decision. They'll stay there. They'll take Surtain, and, it's definitely going to be a scary player to go up against for offenses, so we'll see how the NFC East deals with that. And, that's also what they have, so I guess, do you have any comments, Mitchell?
Nope.
All right, so I guess I'll go ahead and pick for the Giants. Ew.
Just go. All right, Samuel. Thank you for being here, man. Much appreciated. Talk to you later.
With the Giants, they have they feel like they have the quarterback of the future. They have one of the most electrifying running backs. Cough, cough, when healthy. Cough.
Okay. Dude. Next.
Yeah, I feel like this is where we're going to see the second tackle go. I'm going to give them Rashawn Slater. Their O-line has vastly improved over the past couple of years, but still some good work to be done. I think Rashawn Slater will help give them that little bit of a building block to try and get it back to a higher tier level and try and make that playoff push again this season. Uh,
Yeah, Tyler, look.
But that. I can't tell if he's laughing. Oh wait. Oh no. Oh no. Who let Howie Roseman in here? Who let him through?
He's a loyal subscriber of mine. Leave him alone.
Mitch, he's trying to influence your pick, Mitch.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mitchell.
Yeah. Oh, I'm up now?
Yes, you are. You picked for the Eagles because we all know that's why you picked 3.
Damn it, you got me. But anyways, I'm Mac Jones.
God damn it.
I'm kidding. I got
Where's
Horn.
you?
I got JC Horn.
Thank you, Mitch.
Yep, I
Love
100%
JT Horn.
agree. As a person who lives like right around the corner from Coastal Carolina, I agree.
JC's my CB1 this year, so I love that pick.
You put CB1 over Slater? Ooh, or Slate, excuse me, not Slater.
You mean Surtain? Yeah,
Yeah.
I would. Mm.
I 100% agree with you there too. He does a lot of things right, man. So much.
I think he's got the technique and the IQ that Surtain has, but he's a little more athletic. That's why I have that's the short of it. But
it's also that I was watching some highlights as well. I know we're totally interrupting you here, Mitchell, from your explanation, but
I don't care. Just go.
Like he does extremely well in the pass protection. He's great at trying to deflect the passes and going after the receivers as they're trying to catch it. But another thing that I don't feel like is being as much valued here is how good he is also pass rushing as well. If you look at his highlights, you also see him coming off the edge a little bit on what looks like a free safety blitz kind of package.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see him scream off that edge as he's trying to get towards that quarterback, and he does so much so well.
Mm-hmm.
And before we move to 13, Micah Parsons is predicted to go here for the Eagles according to PFF.
I can actually. Where did I have Parsons go? Where did you have Parsons go, dude?
I forget. Parsons didn't go yet for us.
I think I had Parsons first as well, just because I thought, because since I had Patrick Surtain going to the Falcons, I figured that J.C. Horn would go to the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, I had Parsons going to Washington in 19.
I have him going. I think he's either going to go 6 to Miami if he goes early, 9 to the Broncos if there's not a QB on the board, or 11 to New York. But I could see him falling past that too.
All right. So, Tyler, you're
all right.
Correct? No, Hunter is. I'm sorry.
Wow. 13, Chargers need to protect Justin Herbert, and Christian Darrisaw is the best tackle on the board here. This has been a popular mock draft pick. I think they're going to go with him here at 13. I don't really have much else to explain from. So
that's who I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very easy pick here, especially when a lot of people weren't counting on Justin Herbert to play like he did last season. If he does it again, my God, do they need to protect that man? They need to give him better protection than they did Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, better than the Bengals protected Joe Burrow too.
They protected Joe Burrow?
Wow, Tyler, damn.
Shots fired.
Yeah, wow. I'm shocked. It's not at me for once.
Oh, your time will come, Mitchell.
Okay. All right, you're up.
I'm on the clock now with the Vikings.
Yep.
My goodness. So it's hard for me to pick for the Vikings because they have a very interesting little mix for their team. Their offense is in pretty good shape. The O-line definitely could use some replacements. Their defense, their secondary, I feel like is pretty good. Their D-line is not that good though. So it's one of those things where it's where do you pick? Do you want to focus more on your offense or do you want to focus more on the defense?
You can go either way here.
Yeah, it's a real hard pick, but for me, I'm going to give them. I'm going to go with the tackle Elijah Vera Tucker, I think.
Yep. That's who I have too.
Yeah, especially like with the season that Justin Jefferson have, I think they definitely want to make their offense the more focal point of their team. And what better way to do that than with one of the better, pretty good offensive tackle there. Protect your
Who'd you
quarterback
take?
and make sure you have the time for those long plays to develop.
Who'd you take?
I had Elijah Vera Tucker.
Oh, wait, did you?
Interestingly enough, Caleb Farley was taken at this pick instead, according to PFF.
Yeah, I had Pay going here. I had Pay. I had Pay.
I was going to say Payne, but then you got to also keep in mind they had Justin Jefferson, who had a better rookie season than Randy Moss.
True.
And why would you?
Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on Justin Jefferson, please.
It's like, if you have an offensive weapon like that, and then he's still young, you want to make sure that you can get him the ball as much as possible. So why not get an offensive tackle to ensure that your quarterback has the time to do that?
You guys see the video of the Vikings draft room when we passed on Justin Jefferson?
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
It came out like not long ago. They were like, oh, they're probably going to take a wide receiver. They're like, we should probably take a corner here. And then they said, Justin Jefferson. And he starts laughing. He goes, put Justin Jefferson on the clock right now, as soon as the pick came in for the Eagles. Anyway,
right. Next
Mitch,
pick.
let's change. Mitch, who you got for the Patriots?
Mac Jones, actually. I got Mac Jones here. I mean, Cam Newton, he's not playing well. He didn't play well last year. Am I correct?
No, you're completely correct.
Then I rest my case.
He threw more interceptions than he did touchdowns last year. He looked more like Lamar Jackson in his first year as the starter, where he was running the ball a lot more than he was passing it. But instead of it being more of a rookie quarterback who's still trying to learn his way, it's a guy who's entering his mid-30s, won an MVP, and made it to a Super Bowl, and then he started to fall off a little bit since. So it's one of those things where it's, do they truly believe in Cam? And do they believe that they can actually draft a wide receiver for once?
Yeah. Probably not. Okay.
Right. Who we got on the PFF for that one?
We have Mac Jones there as well.
Hey!
Okay. I'll only interrupt when it's actually a different pick.
All right. Going on to pick 16, we got the Cardinals here. I do think Travis Etienne would be a good fit with them, even though they signed Connor. But since they signed Connor, and since I think they need a lot of secondary help, just with Pat Pete leaving, and I just think they need a lot of secondary help to help Budda Baker back there at the corner. He's obviously playing safety. They need help at the corner position, so he's not making up for everyone's mistakes. I'm going to give them Farley here.
All right.
Farley. I had Barmore here.
Really? Interesting pick.
Yeah. Tyler, who do you have here? Who?
I don't remember who I had at 9.
I'm talking about 16 for the Cardinals.
Go check.
Yeah, you do that. Oh.
I had Trevor Moehrig go. Oh, no. Not Trevor Moehrig. Yeah, I also had Baymore there. I figured they would want to try and get more of the pass rush going. Since, they already have, J.J. Watt on one end, why not try and get a younger player who could either, learn from him and, be that veteran figure to them, or, just have an absolute stone on that outside edge and then terrorize the poor Seahawks and Russell Wilson more than they already had to.
Okay, so Tyler, you're 17.
Yes, I am, and Christian Baymore is also predicted by PFF. Honestly, would not be surprised if we're all three of us are wrong, and it's actually going to be Caleb Farley. He is a really decent corner, especially for that pick. But here at Las Vegas, their offense, when they clicked, they were good. I expect many things, Howie. One of them being an Eagles fan at this point, but still.
I just do this because it's a funny Tyler's reaction.
Yeah, but for me, like the Las Vegas Raiders, their secondary is atrocious in my opinion. They definitely need a lot of help in that secondary. I'm giving them Trevin Moehrig.
Hey, me too.
Yeah, it's Trevin Moehrig. I feel that pick, that value, and he's a good positional need. I see no reason why you shouldn't take him unless for some reason he got taken earlier in the draft, which I don't know. How many team? Like the only team I could potentially see maybe taking him would possibly be the Patriots. Try and get their Stephon Gilmore replacement, like a couple of years before he's going to announce his retirement.
No,
And interestingly enough, J.C. Horn is predicted to go here by FF.
really?
Yes.
Well, the Eagles are going to take him, so.
They should.
But they're not.
All right, so Miami Dolphins, Mitchell.
I got Vera Tucker here.
Barrett.
I'm pretty sure they were like, didn't they allow one of the most sacks, or am I like blanking?
I don't think that was
I
them.
think so.
Huh?
Might be wrong, but
Oh, look.
he went to the Vikings at 14 in this one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, I think.
Really?
Yeah, Elijah Vera Tucker's already been drafted. Mitchell, pick again.
Why? That's who I have.
Pick again.
Bro, you're killing me here.
You made the rules, Mitchell.
How? I didn't tell you about that.
Pick again. Better pull up PFF.
God, I didn't even say that. That was all you.
I don't know what you talk about, Willis.
Wow. Oh, no.
Well, if it does help, it does say that they need a guard, defensive end, and nose tackle.
Of course, the website I find is blocked. Of course.
Maybe it's locked. What are you getting into?
Mitch,
I got like ad.
if I could help you, I think if Parsons is somehow still on the board here, I think they might take him. He's a perfect fit for that defense, in my opinion. But I don't want to pick for you. So, or Jalen Phillips at edge.
Who are we at? Dolphins?
Yep.
Or Jalen Phillips, one of them. Or Kwity Paye.
Yeah. On this website here, they have Aziz. I still can't pronounce his last name.
Ojulari.
Yeah.
Ojulari.
Yeah. I'm going Parsons here. Who do I have for Parsons, actually? Oh, I have Parsons on the Redskins, so. Or the football team, sorry.
Draft on the fly, then.
Huh?
All right, so you got Parsons going there?
Yeah.
Up to the Dolphins?
Yeah.
Fair enough. This is where Elijah Vera Tucker was predicted to go by PFF.
That's exactly what I had.
Well, we're just copying off a PFF draft.
That's exactly what I had.
All right. Moving on to the Washington football team at 19. They need offensive line help. They've got a monster defense. I think if Parsons was on the board, they would have to take him here because he's falling and they need linebacker help on the inside. But he's off the board, and even though they run kind of a very like quick read offense, it was also Alex Smith last year. We'll see what they run this year, but I think that Tevin Jenkins would be the pick here. They need to get offensive line help, in my opinion.
Take a look here, and Tevin Jenkins. So I think for me, I had them taking. Did I get them Bateman? Let me take a look here.
Oh my God! Sorry to bring you off topic, but someone tweeted that they just met their cupcake at a Walmart. I can't look at a cupcake again, man. I just can't.
They met their what at where now?
A cupcake at Walmart. You get what I'm getting at?
I'm good. I don't want to know anymore. So I had them taking Bateman because I figured Bateman would be like another absolute stud to put on that defense. It looks like they're already relying heavily on their defense to begin with, and getting another good linebacker piece, I think, is going to be key for that defense to continue churning out as well as they have been.
Isn't Bateman's the wide receiver, right?
Bateman's the wide? No, I think he's the linebacker.
No, Bateman's a wide receiver,
No,
dude.
he's the wide receiver.
Minnesota.
I'm thinking of Barmore. But yeah, no, Bateman. Okay, so I think I was thinking they have Hankey. They might want to try and show up the wide receiver core then. Oh my God, I can't believe I got those two confused.
Wow.
Yeah. And at pick number 19, PFF has Jeremiah Wosu Koromoa.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
If I didn't pick Tevin, I think JOK would be. I think it could be either of them, to be honest. Now that I think about it more, I think that'd be a perfect pick for them.
Yeah, no, like they definitely could use another sure linebacker in that core, especially because they still have Kruger, right?
Kerrigan, I think, right?
Oh, Kerrigan. Jesus, I can't talk. Yeah, they talk Kerrigan. I think
he plays more the outside spot as more of a rusher, but they need guys on the inside like JOK.
Be a great influence on any linebacker that they can bring into that team, especially a young one. So I think like a lot of. I think at this point in the later part of the draft, I think teams are going to be looking for, okay, what rookies can we help bring in to shore up our older positions and can try and look.
All right. I'm up.
Your power just cut out?
I guess so.
Wow.
Tyler, that green.
I'll be right back.
Oh my God, that highlighter.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm
That was unexpected.
I'll be right back.
Are you
Take
okay?
your time.
How's your
Take your
phone
time,
still
man.
working? How's your internet still
Oh.
working?
He's gone now. Yeah, that's what that was. I was wondering too if his power went out.
I'm like, what the hell? So for 21,
right.
21, yeah, for 21, I got more. I mean, I feel like they're going to need more weapons help Wentz.
You got Rondale Moore at 21?
Yeah, Elijah Moore.
Oh, Elijah Moore. My bad.
Yeah,
Interesting pick.
yeah. I mean,
Not
yeah.
Bateman.
Huh?
Not Bateman.
I had Bateman at 20 for the Bears.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. At 21, I got the Colts up here. I think they need an edge rusher. That's like
No,
one
wait,
of the
I was the Bears?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got Bateman here. I completely. Yeah, I got Bateman here. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. No, you're good. You're good. Bateman at 20. Yeah, I agree with that pick. I think especially they're thinking about trading Anthony Miller, and Bateman's played a good amount in the slot, so I could see it. I think so for 21. I mean, the Colts really don't have too many holes. Offense is pretty shored up. Obviously, they got the quarterback position shored up now with Carson. On defense, really the only thing they've got to really fix up is maybe cornerback, but also edge rusher. They've just got no one there. So I think if Jalen Phillips is here, I think Jalen Phillips, Aziz, or Kwity would make sense, but I think Jalen Phillips, just a very long, tall guy, gets off the line very quickly. You just have to teach him to get his pad level a little lower so that he doesn't get stopped by offensive linemen too much. I think he's very coachable, and I think a lot of his character issues are in the past. So I'm going to get the Colts, their edge rusher here with Jalen Phillips.
Yeah.
And I guess, should we stall until Tyler comes back for pick 20?
I guess so. You mean for 22? Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
On this website, it's on a Pro Football Network. They have pay here.
I could see it. I think they need an edge rusher. It just depends on which one they have graded the highest. So Phillips is my highest graded edge rusher, so that's why I have him going here. But Chris Ballard might think differently. So we'll see what he does. I'm interested. to see what the Colts do. I know a lot of people don't really care about Carson anymore. I always loved what he did off the field and everything. I hope for his sake they don't draft a quarterback. I don't think they will, but that would be something. That would be quite the storyline if they took a quarterback at 21. I don't think anyone's going to be there for them to take for a quarterback anyway. So
Yeah, I think all the quarterbacks will be gone. And this is an elite quarterback class, too.
yeah, the first 4 or 5 are really good this year. After that, I'm a little skeptical, but I think there are some guys who could end up being surprises. You're always going to have your Dak Prescotts in the 4th round who end up being a lot better than expected. So,
should I call him or text him or something? Like,
yeah,
how is he still on? Like, that's my question.
Maybe that's why he hopped off. Maybe his connection cut out.
No, he was. You okay, bro? Like, what the hell? Wow. Are you going live for the draft, anyways?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I know everyone's going to be going live, but got to catch that reaction on recording. So
yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
Happens because I've something's going to happen that I'm not going to be happy with, or I'll be pleasantly surprised. So
yeah.
I'm putting more. I'm trying to prepare myself for the unexpected, like every draft. Because, I mean, I didn't have Jalen Reagor graded as a round 1 receiver last year, but apparently Howie did. So I'm trying to prepare myself for another scenario like that. But I'm just hoping there's like a few guys here like who I won at our pick.
Mm-hmm.
I think JC's my top pick for that. If Smith or Waddle's on the board, one of them. And then Farley I'd be okay with. Vera Tucker I'd be okay with. Even Darisaw. I wouldn't love the Darisaw pick just because of the situation, but I wouldn't be overly upset about it. And I will say this, I don't think Justin Fields is going to fall to 12. I doubt it. That would be like the only case scenario in which I'd be somewhat not completely angry at taking a quarterback. Just because I think Justin Fields, if he falls there, I think scouts are severely misevaluating him. And I think if he falls there, he's the right pick. But it depends who's on the board. So we shall see.
Yeah. So Tyler's done. Like he's out of power, low power. He's done.
That's terrible. But is it raining there or something? Bad weather? Or
I don't know. I really don't know here.
That is unfortunate. Well, I guess we will have to finish this mock draft between the two of us. So
yeah. So am I up or you take one?
You are up for the Titans at 22.
All right. So
Jalen Phelps was just picked.
All right. For me, it's kind of obvious here. I got a Newsome here.
Yeah.
I feel like they just need a cornerback to help their secondary, and their defense has sucked. I mean, their offense is good, but they just need more help, I feel like.
I agree. I think Newsome is the right pick here, especially they lost to Dory Jackson free agency to the Giants, and Newsome's a stud. I'm excited to see him play. I think, all right, moving on to the Jets, I think that if Newsome was available, I think the Jets 1,000% take him at pick 23. But he is not. So I'm going to have them going edge rusher here. I think they will end up going with either Quiddy or Aziz. I'm going to have them going with Quiddy just because he's such a raw athlete and he's so talented. I just think he needs to be coached up in terms of technique and fundamentals for football and all that stuff. So if their coaching staff, their new coaching staff can coach him up, I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah. So for me at 24 for the Steelers, I got Little here because I feel like when Ben Roethlisberger getting old and you just need more protection for him. So,
Walker Little?
Yeah.
Interesting pick.
Yeah. Who you got?
All right, going on to
no. I mean, who do you have for 24? I was just wondering.
Oh, for the Steelers,
yeah,
I could see him going running back here. I think that's definitely a possibility, just because they lost Connor, and I think even if their offense is a little bit different, I think they need a power runner. We got Tyler back.
Yes, it literally just came back on as I was getting ready to lay down. I have no shirt on. Hold on.
Is it raining?
No. Apparently, like a pole fell. I don't fucking know.
All right. So I just did 24. I did Little.
Shit. Hold up.
All right. I'm getting my water bottle. I'll be right back. I'm drinking nothing.
All right. Should we go back in the mock to where we were? before you you hopped off?
Well, I don't know about hopped off, but yeah, we can go.
Yeah. Let's go. So I'll when Mitch comes back, we'll tell him. We'll go back to. I think I picked Kevin Jenkins right before you got knocked off, right at 19 for Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
the Bears came up.
Yeah. So you will be up for the Bears.
All right.
So I know Mitchell's pick now because he just spoiled it, but but we'll go back to that and get that figured out.
I guess with the Bears pick, since I'm literally fucking like Russian, I'm just gonna give him Rashad Bateman because he's a wide receiver. They need some good wide receivers because they already have like 12 billion quarterbacks,
Mm-hmm.
and they actually need somebody to throw to. So Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, that's who Mitch had for pick 20 as well.
Well, we just lost the whole mock draft.
Ooh. I've got it on my phone. We're chilling.
All right. So
what number are we at?
21.
21. We just did 24.
Mitch, we're going back to where Tyler got cut off. So the last pick was Tevin Jenkins at 19. So he just picked Bateman at 20 like you had. So now you're up for the Colts instead.
Okay. For the Colts, I had Elijah Moore here. I feel like they just have more weapons around Wentz. And how old is T.Y. Hilton?
Like
he's above 30.
He's above 30, so they could use some fresh.
Maybe 32, 33-ish.
Yeah.
I know that this pick PFF had Woody Pay.
I had
enough weapons on offense.
I had Jalen Phillips at that pick for them. He's my top rated edge rusher, but we will see. I think it's going to be an edge. I just want to see who Ballard has as his top edge. I'm interested to see, or if he goes in a different direction. But going on to, I'm up for the who's up at pick 22 again?
You are.
Which team? It's the Titans. Titans, that's what it is. Well, Mitch also had the same pick as me for this one. I had Greg Newsome going here. They lost to Dory Jackson in free agency. They need some better help off the edge, but I think that corner is a more pressing need, and I just think they'll go with the top corner on the board here, and Newsome. Newsome is to me one of the more underrated players in the secondary in this draft. So I'm excited to see if he goes to the Titans. Underrated.
I definitely there. They are desperate in need of getting some defensive help. Their offense, I think, runs perfectly fine. There's not much that could be improved upon that, except like a wide receiver in like the second or third, I think could help shore things up. But their defense is what needs the focus right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
my pick.
Yeah.
With my pick. Crap, I think this is why I had Caleb Farley going. Shit, I don't even know who's available. Uno momento.
You're good.
Take your time.
Yeah. What's the quarter of the Phillies? I'll look it up.
I don't want to know.
I think 0-0. I think I would have got
Billy Bean. I don't watch the games.
Yeah, you do. That's a lie.
Nope, I started watching the games after that fucking loss to the Braves.
Wow.
Because I feel like I'm bad luck, so I'm just not gonna fucking do it anymore.
Colorado's up 1-0, bottom of the second.
All right. So where are we? We're so we're at the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
I just picked Greg Newsome for them, so 23.
At 23. Jets. The Jets. Okay. So with the Jets, they just got their brand new quarterback, Zach Wilson. They're probably excited to have him, but they definitely need more help on the defense side of things. So the real question is, where are they going to go on defense to help shore it up? Because just everything there is awful, just completely awful. So I think what better way to shore that up than getting maybe a pretty good edge himself in. Did you already take Jalen Phillips?
No, we did not.
Yeah, then Jalen Phillips I'm going to have going there.
Okay. So
Yeah,
for 20.
you already got an offensive pick. Might as well give your defense a love and get a pretty good stud there for it.
Okay. So for me, at 24, I got Walker Little. I just feel like with Ben Roethlisberger getting on the elderly side, older. I just feel like, huh?
You want quarterback?
Huh?
Who did you take?
I took Walker Little, a tackle from Stanford.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something completely different. I thought you said like Walko. I don't even know.
You mean Walko Fall? Walker Little, the tackle out of Stanford. Because I feel like with Ben Roethlisberger getting on the older side, I feel like that the Steelers could get more protection for him when it comes to like playoff time and stuff. Well, for the season, let's just go at that.
See, I'm not sure I agree with that pick myself because I honestly feel like their O-line is fine. They did have one major retirement. I believe it was it Marquise Pouncey? I always get the Pouncey brother confused.
I think so.
Yeah. Whichever Pouncey brother was, yes, he was a really good member of that offensive line. I feel like they can, if they really need to, they can trade for one, or they'll take one in maybe later rounds because there is still a decent amount of tackles left. I honestly think they still need a running back, and they can't really afford to be patient with that. So I think I have them go with Najee Harris. I feel like he fits their mold a little bit better with the, trying to get the most utility out of your running backs. They like to do those screens now, so he'd be a good source for the screens that they like to run.
Yeah. Going on to pick number 25 with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Before you continue, so PFF had Gregory Rousseau going at pick 24.
Greg Rousseau. Yeah, we interviewed him last year. He's a good guy. Love that guy. But 25, I'm surprised this guy's still on the board. And the Jaguars, they kind of just need everything. I know they got Myles Jack at linebacker, but you can always add another guy on the interior. And I think Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, I think if he's on the board here, I think you take him. I don't expect him to fall to 25, but if he does, he's the best player on the board, I think.
That's funny. I had him going to the Browns next.
Well, it's also funny because apparently PFF disagrees with you. They think they are going to take Greg Newsome II.
Wow. We already had him long gone.
Yeah.
Yes, they had him valued a little bit less than the other teams did. So that leaves me with the Browns.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take all these guys till I get to the Browns. None of these guys matter. Get out of my sight.
Yo, Knight, send me the link to that. I'll watch it.
About 4 more picks.
There's more than 4.
I meant till I get to our point in the draft by just skipping through everything.
Okay.
All right, Browns. So Browns, I feel like they got an end this offseason with Jadeveon Clowney. Still have Garrett on the defense as well. Absolute stud. I feel like they need an inside tackle. Someone who can help get to that quarterback a little bit more and maybe stop those runs coming up the middle as well. An absolute stuffer inside. So for me, I'm going to go with
Yo, what up, my guy? What up, money? How's everything going with you? You
screw it.
good?
We're going to take the fun pick. We're going to go with Jason Owe.
You mother. I had him next.
Jason Owe's there. No, even if he can't line up on the inside, he's still going to be an absolute beast to line up on the other side. You're Davian Clowney. Between him, Garrett, and Clowney, like that's going to be a real big threat for any offensive line.
All right. So
Browns,
can you tell me who the Ravens need now?
I will in 1 second, but apparently the Browns, according to PFF, will take Azeez Ojulari.
I could see it. So, Mitch, I have their needs up right here if you want me to let you know.
Yeah.
Edge is a big one for them. Offensive tackle, they obviously just traded Orlando Brown. Safety, wide receiver, those are kind of the big ones.
Yeah. I had Owe here, but Tyler, are you kidding me right now? Bro, now I need like a table or the
Azeez is still on the board. I don't think anyone picked him yet.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone's picked Azeez.
Or Pay. Pay is
Although I
fine.
where the hell is Azeez? I swear to God I had him going somewhere.
And apparently you didn't.
Well, maybe it was like I guess not. Unless I had him on later. Oh, I had him going to the Bucs late. Yeah, I'm going with him here. Azeez.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for that, Tyler.
You're welcome.
Now I gotta
All right. Going on to pick 28, do we have a disagreement with PFF or?
Check. Well, we do since they had the Browns taking him. At this pick, they had Terrence Marshall Jr.
Yeah, money. Everything's good here. Had a good live stream earlier for the Sixers game, even though they got killed. But yeah, everything's good.
Hoskins hits a 2-run homer. We're up 2-1 now. Good stuff. All right, so
yeah, I just got that.
With the Saints pick, do they need a corner? Yes, they kind of need a corner. Could they use some wide receiver help? They do, but Mitch already took Elijah Moore, and I think it'd be a bit of a reach here. I think if Kwity Paye is somehow on the board at 28, I don't expect him to be, but if he's on the board here after losing Trey Hendrickson in free agency, you replace him and get a guy who can look. The Saints rotate a lot. You're not going to have to make him step in and be the guy from day one. You have Cam Jordan on the other side. You have a good interior. I think it makes a lot of sense to add him here and just get an absolutely dominant edge who can line up. And having him and Cam Jordan is an absolute nightmare.
So who did you take?
Pay go earlier?
I don't believe Paye did.
I thought I had Pay go earlier.
I had Paye in Michigan. I mean, but
I had Pay from Michigan.
I took him like a while back.
I had one of the teams take Pay.
I did.
Yep.
Well,
I would have had him earlier, but I think just based on who I have all our picks down here for who we've all picked, and I still had him on the board. So
I might just be misremembering is all.
Hold on.
No worries.
Hold on. I know for a fact. Hold on. I know for a fact. Did I not? Who had the Vikings?
I think I did.
Tyler
You
did.
did? Okay, I had Paye going there.
Mhm.
So there's my confusion. All right, we're all good. So I'm up.
No, I believe I'm up with the Packers, correct?
Yep. Correct.
All right, so the Packers, they had a great playoff run, and then a holding call, whether it was an actual hold or not, up in the air. But what do they truly need? In my opinion, I think the wide receiver core while not perfect, I still think it's serviceable. I think Aaron Rodgers still can get things done, and he's proved that throughout the last season. I think some more defensive-minded players would be better, especially on the corners. There's no reason you should be giving up a Hail Mary pass at the end of the first half to Tom Brady. That's how you lose.
Oh my
It's
God.
a better thing to do than make sure you get a player who will make sure that won't happen anymore. So let's take Asante Samuel Jr.
Wow. Over Eric
Yeah.
Stokes?
I do. Personally, because I think he has a lot of potential, especially I think he's also going to have a little bit of a higher draft stock as well, just based off the name alone. When you're related to a guy who had a very good playing career like Asante Samuels, I think that's going to give you not only a bigger target on your back, but it's also going to make you a little bit more of a diamond, like money signs and diamonds and the rough kind of things to owners and draft teams as well. So I think that's why I have him going there before him.
Yeah. All right, I'm up at 30.
Yes.
All right. I got Jalen Phillips from Miami.
He is he's off the board.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Where did he go?
He went 23 to the Jets.
Oh.
Oh, and before we continue, at pick so actually for the past two picks, so at pick 28 and 29, they had the Saints taking Kadarius Toney, the wide receiver from Florida.
That would make a lot of sense for the Saints.
Yeah, and at 29, they have Zaven Collins going there, the linebacker from Tulsa.
Big fan of Zaven.
Okay.
You can continue.
Hold on. I was just doing them real quick. What do the Ravens need?
You mean Bills?
Or Bill,
Bill.
sorry.
Inside, edge, and corner.
Okay. Then the only one I have left is for Gregory, unless he was picked.
Gregory
Gregory
was picked already.
Huh?
Oh, no, he wasn't.
He wasn't. He was in the PFF one.
I know it was a PFF pick. Never mind. Continue.
Wow.
See Gregory go here?
Yeah, I'm going with Gregory here. I know their defense is stacked, but there's nothing wrong with going with depth here. Nothing wrong.
Not at all.
All right. So back to the Ravens here at 31.
Ravens at 31. The Bills, according to PFF, take Jason Uwe.
All right. Going on to 31 with the Ravens. I could see them going Javon Holland just because there's a shortage on safeties, and I think someone's going to reach for him. He's not who I have getting picked here, but I think he would make a lot of sense because he's more of a nickel safety who you can move around. He can blitz if you need him to. The Ravens like to send a lot of pressure with their DBs. They like to run a lot of dime and dollar packages, a lot of heavy defensive back sets. So I could definitely see them going Holland since they can move him around a lot. But I think that even though they're not the most pass-heavy offense, they like these guys with a lot of speed in them because they like to do reverses. They like to just add speed threats in addition to having Lamar. And I think they might go Toney here. I think Toney has the potential to be the best receiver in the draft if he lives up to the hype and if he produces from day one. I think he will produce from day one. If he gets drafted to the Ravens, I don't think he will productive-wise end up being the best receiver just because they're such a run-heavy offense. I don't think he's going to be utilized as much. So I'd prefer if he didn't go to the Ravens, but I think if he's on the board here, I think it's either going to be him, Holland, or maybe Samuel Cosmi or Eichenberg since they need a tackle as well with Brown gone.
Yeah, no, you definitely made a lot of valid points there, and I do honestly kind of hope that they might try and maybe tweak the playbook a little bit, try and maybe develop a new system where instead of being a run-heavy offense, maybe you try and do a little bit more of like what worked for Jared Goff and the Rams back in, 2016? Or was it 2018? 2018?
Probably 2018, because 2016 was the rookie year of Wentz and Goff.
Yeah, so 2018, where they managed to do the run heavy, but also throw in a lot more play action and keep those defenses on their toes,
Yeah.
So maybe they'll do a little bit more stuff like that, try and utilize Lamar's legs and also utilizing their weapons more efficiently. And with PFF, they completely disagree with you. They went with Rondale Moore.
I love Rondale Moore. I just am concerned about his durability.
Yeah.
But if he's healthy, he's a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
I
can
where
be
I had him.
a lot of these guys, because you never know. Like, especially when you have to deal with injuries from college, that's always going to be the biggest question mark on whether you'll succeed in the NFL or not. Is will they be able to stay healthy? Will this injury, make them less better than what they were?
You look at Rondale being 5'6" too. He has the weight, but obviously being 5'6", there is more of a risk for injury, especially later in your career, i.e. Darren Sproles. So yeah, it's definitely a concern. But I would not be opposed to that pick if they wanted to take him. I love Rondale. He can be used as a running back too if you need him.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I get the last pick with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I'm trying to think, because are they getting Antonio Brown back? Has that been confirmed yet or not? Or is he
I don't think they're.
I don't think.
I don't think as of right now they're bringing him back.
Okay, well, I think if that's the case, they're not going to bring back Antonio. It sounds like there's not going to be any more movement on getting Odell to the Bucs. So why not get him? Why not take the chance on him at pick 32 with Rondale Moore to the Bucs? Like you already said.
Wait, didn't PFF just pick Rondale Moore?
Nobody gives a shit what PFF picked.
So I had to change mine?
Because one of us actually picked them.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, wait.
I think Rondale Moore at 32, I think it's a good value pick. Brings a lot of flexibility. If something were to happen to any of the running backs and they need him, he could be there. But I think it's one of those things where he could just be a good slot guy for them, or even just try and create more space for the other people at the very least. But I think good value there, good way to try and at least attempt to replace Antonio Brown if he does not wind up coming back.
All right, there you have it.
PFF. With the very last pick, PFF has Samuel Cosme going with the 32nd pick.
Wait, what?
The tackle out of Texas, Samuel Cosme.
Never heard of him.
Good player. He's another guy who's just he's got the build and he's very athletic, but it's just in terms of the football IQ and learning the technique and all that, it's just lacking a little bit. So I feel like there's a lot of guys in this draft that are like that.
I'm not sure if I even agree with that fully. Especially if you look at that offensive line, that they have their lapses. Yes, but every O-line does throughout the season. But overall, they held up extremely well. If you even look at that Super Bowl performance against the Chiefs, their O-line was spectacular. So I'm not sure exactly if they need to go O-line here with the 32nd pick. But guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we will.
All right. Now you have it, the first ever Sports Chat mock draft. I felt like it went pretty well, even though it got mixed up with the picks or whatever.
Well, we got mixed up with the picks because I lost all of the entire draft info because I lost power, which was not fun for the past 5 minutes. It was.
Yeah, but here's my thing. How'd you lose power, but you were still on the phone?
Why would I lose power?
I thought you would lose Wi-Fi and it would cut.
I already had my Wi-Fi off because that's what was causing me to lag out earlier.
All right, wait, how is this so possible? But
I do the impossible all the time, Mitchell.
anyways, just our mock draft now. Can't wait for Thursday night. Tyler and I are going live. Hunter, thank you for coming on again. I know you're going live for the draft as well.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Now, we were going to have Philly Foothills, but he called out sick the last minute, so we'll work out something with him. And I always love having him on because when he's from California, we get like both sides of the country.
Hmm.
It's like great. And we had Philly on who was from Florida. So it's like, all right, Tyler, anything to say here before?
I mean, you want to go and do some news, and we'll let Hunter get to what he needs to get to?
Okay.
All right. I'll let you guys finish out. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Problem at all. You have yourself a good one.
Hey, God bless you guys. See ya.
See you guys.
And then there was 2. I know that.
All right.
So,
So
talk about news, shall we?
what news is there?
Well, let's talk about the trade that we briefly mentioned in this episode between the Chiefs and the Ravens. Ravens gave up Orlando Brown in return for a massive haul of picks from the Chiefs. I think that's definitely worth talking about. Do you feel like there's a certain winner in this trade? Do you think
I feel like it's dead even.
it's dead
50-50.
even? You want to
Yeah.
explain what you think is dead even?
I think it's dead even, dude. Because now you just got to think who the Ravens would take with that, with those 2 picks. So I feel like it's dead even. Because what team did Eric Fisher go to?
I think he's still a free agent if I remember correctly, but
Dang.
I can look it up.
Eagles, pick him up.
The Eagles can't even afford to fucking sign a bartender.
Yo, dude, real quick. Since we're doing a draft on Thursday night, should we do a podcast Saturday night?
I don't think we need to unless you want to.
We'll talk
I
about
mean, we
it later.
could just do like a little bit of a post reaction, but that's up to you.
Maybe. But yeah.
So as of now, Eric Fisher has not signed with any new teams, but he is in talks with multiple teams though.
Okay.
And this is probably within the past day. But yeah, I honestly think this is going to lean a little bit more heavily toward the Chiefs. If I'm being honest, I think it's going to lean towards them more. Because you did have to give up a lot of picks. You also got to look at what the picks were. So you gave up your first round pick for this year. Sounds bad on paper, but then look at where their pick was. Their pick was 31st. So a lot of like the top tier players by that point, by current standards, are going to be long gone by this point. So at that point, you're just trying to get players that you hope you can develop into future stars. And while I think the Ravens definitely have the potential to do that, it's definitely not a guarantee. And so you basically can get yourself a guaranteed great O-lineman who's already proven himself for the potential of a good player. And then after that, you lose a second, which definitely can suck because you can always find a lot of good talent in these first 3 rounds. And then you can definitely find them a lot harder in the later rounds. And then after that, you just give up a bunch of late round picks. There's nothing that spectacular there. So I think the Chiefs definitely got some good value out of it. I think they're going to out the Baltimore Ravens with this trade.
Now, you have them, the Chiefs over the Browns now?
Yes, I will have the Chiefs over the Browns only because they actually revamped their O-line and they weren't going to leave Mahomes with the fucking rag. They aren't going to do him dirty like they had to do in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, don't get me started on that.
Even then, it's not out of this world to say that they could beat them. Because you look at, they played them in the playoffs. They almost beat them in the playoffs if it wasn't, they could have almost beat them in the playoffs if it wasn't for a great Tyreek Hill grab. to say it's out of this world that the Browns can never beat the Chiefs, I think is a little ridiculous.
Yeah. I feel like we should cut it here. There's no other, unless you want to talk about EDP.
Nope. I don't even want to say his name.
Okay, so I think that's where we have it here. Unless you're having something with the NBA.
If I may mean MLB, sure. Oh, all right. Let's talk about how the Angels got absolutely crushed by the Houston 2-16. Absolutely.
I don't know anything about that. Dude, I'm going to kick you out for that.
Do it. No balls.
Bye-bye. You want me to?
Do it. You won't.
All right. There we have it, guys. There we freaking have it. Good podcast here. Thank you, Hunter, for coming on. Philly Foothills. Hope you feel better. And yeah, MK out. See you guys next Thursday for the draft. Can't wait.